Alright, y'all, so I'm back with another Bible reading. I am on Observe the Passover, Deuteronomy 16, page 163 to 164. I'm going to just do 2 pages today. And then hopefully tomorrow, since it's a little bit sunny outside, I'll go outside. But today I was a little bit lazy, so that's my fault. But I'm going to just get right into it because I'm going to get on some games here and hopefully record. I do have another video. I have a Subnautica video that's going to be coming out soon, but I got to edit that, and that's going to take like an hour to edit. So I'll do that later on, and then I'll post it. So let me get right into this Bible reading real quick. The Lord your God will prosper all you do because you have released him. You shall set aside for God all the firstborn males from your flock and herds. Do not use the firstborn of your herds to work your fields, and do not shear the firstborn of your flocks of sheep and goats. Let me real quick let me turn down my video actually. Okay, there we go. I think I already read that page, so not the page, sorry, but I already read that passage. Always remember to celebrate the Passover during the month of April, for that was when Jehovah your God brought you out of Egypt by night. Your Passover sacrifice shall be either a lamb or an ox sacrificed to the Lord your God at his sanctuary. Eat the sacrifice with unleavened bread. Eat unleavened bread for 7 days as a remember of the bread you ate as you escaped from Egypt. This is to remind you that you left Egypt in such a hurry that there was no time for you to for the bread to rise. Remember that day all the rest of your lives. For 7 days no trade, no yeast shall be in your homes, and none of the Passover lambs shall be left until the next morning. Put my phone on the other page real quick. The Passover is not to be eaten in your homes. It must be eaten at the place the Lord shall choose as his sanctuary. Sacrifice in there on the anniversary evening, just as the sun goes down. Roast the lamb and eat it. Then start back to your homes the next morning. For the following 6 days you shall eat no bread made with yeast. On the 7th day there shall be a quiet gathering of the people of each city before the Lord your God. Don't do any work that day. 7 weeks after the harvest begins, there shall be another festival before the Lord your God, called the Festival of Weeks. At that time, bring to him a free will offering proportionate in size to his blessings upon you, as judged by the amount of your harvest. It is this time to rejoice before the Lord with your family and household. And don't forget to include the local Levites, foreigners, widows, and orphans. Invite them to accompany you in the celebration of the sanctuary. Remember, you were slaves in Egypt, so be sure to carry out this command. Another celebration, the Festival of Shelters, must be observed for 7 days at the end of the harvest season. After the grain is threshed and the grapes have been pressed, this will be a happy time of rejoicing together with your family and servants. And don't forget to include the Levites, foreigners, orphans, and widows of your town. This feast will be held at the sanctuary, which will be located at the place the Lord will designate. It is a time of deep thanksgiving to the Lord for blessing you with a good harvest, and in so many other ways. It shall be a time of great joy. Every man in Israel shall appear before the Lord your God 3 times a year at the sanctuary for these festivals: the festival of unleavened bread, the festival of weeks, and the festival of shelters. On each of these occasions bring a gift to the Lord. Give as you are able, according as the Lord has blessed you. Appoint judges and administrative officials for all the cities the Lord your God is giving you. They will administer justice in every part of the land. Never twist justice to benefit a rich man, and never accept bribes, for bribes blind the eye of the wisest and corrupt their decisions. Justice must prevail. That is the only way you will be successful in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Never under any circumstances are you to eat shameful images beside the altar of the Lord your God, and never set up an obelisk, for the Lord hates them. Never sacrifice a sick or defective ox or sheep to the Lord your God. He doesn't feel honored by such gifts. If anyone, whether man or woman, in any village throughout your land violates your covenant with God by worshiping other gods, the sun, moon, or stars, which I have strictly forbidden, first check the rumor very carefully. If there is no doubt it is true, then that man or woman shall be taken outside of the city and shall be stoned to death. However, never put a man to death on testimony of only one witness. There must be at least 2 or 3. The witness shall throw the first stones, and then all the people shall join in. In this way you will purge all evil from among you. If a case arises that is too hard for you to decide, for instance, whether someone is guilty of murder when there is insufficient evidence, or whether someone's rights have been violated, you shall take the cause to the sanctuary of the Lord your God, to the priests and Levites, and the chief judge on the duty at that time will make the decision. His decision is without appeal and is to be followed to the letter. The sentence he opposes is to be fully executed. If the defendant refuses to accept the decision of the priest or judge appointed by God for this purpose, the penalty is death. Such sinners must be purged from Israel. Then everyone will hear about what happened to the man who refused God's verdict, and they will be afraid to defy the court's judgment a second time. When you arrive in the land the Lord your God will give you and have conquered it, and begin to think, we ought to have a king like the other nations around us, be sure that you select as king the man the Lord your God shall choose. He must be an Israelite, not a foreigner. Be sure that he doesn't build up a large stable for horses for himself, nor send his men to Egypt to raise horses for him there. For the Lord has told you, never return to Egypt again. He must not have too many wives, lest his heart be turned away from the Lord, neither shall he be excessively rich. And when he has been crowned and sits upon his throne as king, he must copy the laws from the book kept by the Levite priest. That copy of the law shall be his consistent compassion. He must read from it every day of his life, so that he will learn to respect the Lord his God by obeying all of his commands. His regular reading of God's laws will prevent him from feeling that he is better than his fellow citizens. It will also prevent him from turning away from God's law in the slightest respect, and will ensure his having a long, good religion or region. His sons will then follow him upon the throne. Remember that the priest and all the other members of the Levite tribe will not be given property like the other tribes. So the priests and Levites are to be supported by the sacrifices brought to the altar of the Lord and by the other offerings the people bring to him. They don't need to own property, for the Lord is their property. That is what he has promised them. The shoulder, the cheeks, and the stomachs of every ox or sheep brought for sacrifice must be given to the priests. In addition, the priest shall receive the harvest samples brought in thanksgiving to the Lord, the first of the grain, the new wine, the olive oil, and the fleece, at shearing time, sorry. For the Lord your God has chosen the tribe of Levi of all the tribes to minister to the Lord from generation to generation. And any Levite, no matter where he lives in the land of Israel, has the right to come to the sanctuary at any time and minister in the name of the Lord, just like his brother Levites who work there regularly. He shall be given his share for the sacrifice and offerings as his right, not just if he is in need. When you arrive in the promised land, you must be very careful, lest you be corrupted by the horrible customs of the nations now living there. For example, any Israelite Any Israel who presents his child to be burned to death as a sacrifice to heathen gods must be killed. No Israel no Israeli may practice black magic or call on the evil spirits for aid, or be a fortune teller, or be a serpent, charmer, medium, or wizard, or call forth the spirits of the dead. Anyone doing these things is an object of horror and disgust to the Lord, and it is because the nations do these things that the Lord your God will displace them. You must walk sorry about that. You must walk blamelessly. Sorry, I got indigestion right now. You must walk blamelessly before the Lord your God. The nations you replace all do these evil things, but the Lord your God will not permit you to do such things. Instead, he will rise up for you a prophet like me, an Israeli man to whom you must listen and whom you must obey. For this is what you yourselves begged of God at Mount Horeb. There at the foot of the mountain you begged that you might not have to listen to the terrifying voice of God again or see the awesome fire on the mountain lest you die. All right, the Lord said to me, I will do as they have requested. I will raise up among them a prophet, an Israeli like you. I will tell him what to say, and he shall be my spokesman to the people. I will personally deal with anyone who will not listen to him and heed my message, or heed his messages from me. But any prophet who falsely claims that his message is from me shall die, and any prophet who claims to give a message from other gods must die. If you wonder, how shall we know whether the prophecy is from the Lord or not? This is the way to know. If the thing he prophesies doesn't happen, it is not the Lord who has given it to him, or has given him the message. He has made it up himself. You have nothing to fear from him. When the Lord your God has destroyed the nations you will displace, and when you are living in their cities and homes, you must set apart 3 cities of refuge, so that anyone who accidentally kills somebody may flee to safety. Divide the country into 3 districts, I'm not too sure, with one of those cities in each districts, that's what it was. And keep the roads to these cities in good repair. Here's an example of the purpose of these cities. If a man goes into the forest with his neighbor to chop wood and the axe head flies off and kills the man's neighbor, he may flee to one of those cities and be safe. Anyone seeking to avenge the death will not be able to. These cities must be sacred so that one of them will be reasonably close to everybody. Reasonably close to everyone. Otherwise, the angry avenger might catch and kill them the innocent slayer, even though he should not have died, since he had not killed deliberately. If the Lord enlarges your boundaries as he promised your ancestors and gives you all the land he promised, whether he does this depends on your obedience to all these commandments I am giving you today, loving the Lord your God and walking his paths. Then you must designate 3 additional cities of refuge. In this way, you will be able to avoid the death of innocent people, and you will not be held responsible for unjustified bloodshed. But if anyone hates his neighbor and springs out of hiding and kills him and then flees into one of these cities of refuge, the elders of the hometown shall send for him and shall bring him home and deliver him over to the dead man's avenger to kill him. Don't pity him. Purge all murderers from Israel. Only then will all go well with you. When you arrive in the land the Lord your God is giving you, remember that you must never steal a man's land by moving the boundary maker. Never convict anyone on his testimony of one witness. There must be at least 2 or 3, even better. And 3 is even better. If anyone gives false witness claiming he has seen someone do wrong when he hasn't, both men shall be brought before the priests and judges on duty before the Lord at the time. They must be closely questioned, and if the witness is lying, his penalty shall be the punishment he thought the other man would get. In this way you will purge out evil from among you. Then those who hear about it will be afraid to tell lies on the witness and on the witness stand. You shall not show pity to these false witnesses. Life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. This is your rule in such cases. And again, we don't use this anymore. It's not eye for eye. So now it's love your neighbor as you love yourself, and love your enemy as well. When you go to war and see before you vast numbers of horses and chariots, an army far greater than yours, don't be frightened. The Lord your God is with you, the same God who brought you safely out of Egypt. Before you begin the battle, a priest shall stand before the Israel army and say, "Listen to me, all you men of Israel. Don't be afraid as you go out to fight for me today, for the Lord your God is going with you. He will fight for you against your enemies. He will give you the victory." Okay, I think that's all I'm going to read for now. I did like a 16-minute, so I'm on Deuteronomy 21. So tomorrow I'll do Deuteronomy 21 and Deuteronomy 22, page 166 to 167. And this was like a 16-minute video, so I'll put a full video up and then I'll do a short video as well. But thank you all for watching. God bless you all. And I hope you guys learned something from this reading today. If not, that's fine, but I hope you guys did. So peace out, and I'll upload that Subnautica video later on today, hopefully, if I can edit it.